Hi, I'm Fiona Harewood, author of this book, I Did It, You Can Too. I feel blessed to have been chosen to be a teacher for one day, so I want to share my experience with you. When I was in high school and was thinking about career paths, I immediately crossed out teaching and nursing from the list. Reason? It was as if teachers never stopped studying and I didn't like to study. As for nursing, I didn't like the helpless feeling which engulfed me when visiting sick people in hospitals and there was nothing I could do to help them feel better. So, you may be wondering how and why this one day as a teacher happened. Coming to the United States in 2001 and not completing my education in Guyana, I realized I simply couldn't get into the career field I needed. I began cleaning homes to earn a living, but I didn't want to clean homes all my life. And I realized that the only way I would be able to move ahead was to go back to school. So, at age 46, without procrastinating any further, I packed my bag and went back to school. It wasn't easy. My husband couldn't by himself afford to maintain a household of six, so I was forced to work full-time and take care of a family while maintaining full-time courses in college. Thank God, at that time my children were at ages where they could help themselves. 3.5 years later, I graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in paralegal studies. Although being in the classroom after more than 20 years was challenging, I loved it, and my success propelled me to go further. I really wanted to study law. I loved the legal field. My first job in Guyana was that of a paralegal, although the term didn't exist at that time. Working with lawyers, we were all bunched under the umbrella legal secretary. After considering the cost of law school, I felt I couldn't repay the loan prior to retirement, so I settled for a master's degree in public policy. However, while in school, I noticed something that concerned me. At the beginning of almost every course, every semester, the classroom was almost packed to its capacity, but within the first week or by the add drop period, these same classes would have about 10 to 12 students. Students just dropped, not only the classes, but sometimes dropped out of college altogether. Then I started paying closer attention to news and articles about the dropout situation in the United States. The dropout situation was becoming an epidemic. While studying for my master's in public policy, I was able to choose my research topic. I chose to research the dropout situation in the United States, titling my paper, Stay in School Task Force. At this time, I don't want to speak about the results of my research, but I want to let you know that at the time of writing my research paper, a passion was born in me to assist and motivate dropouts to go back to school and to encourage students who are demotivated, discouraged, and feel like dropping out of school to know that dropping out is not an option. And if I did it, they can do it too. At this point, I decided to chronicle my returning to school as an adult in my book titled, I Did It, You Can Too. So far, I have conducted many workshops with students in schools and organizations in New York and Pennsylvania, aiming to let these youths know they can do it and they should complete their education no matter the circumstances. Now, back to the subject with which I started, one day as a teacher. Department of Labor, with whom I am employed as staff assistant to the regional director of the Mid-Atlantic region, has adopted the Constitution High School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I was asked to have a session with the students and present my book, I Did It, You Can Too. 15 students attended the session. At the end of a 1-hour workshop, I knew my message had gotten through to the students because of their lengthy applause, comments, and feedbacks. 1 week later, I received an email from the principal of Constitution High School thanking me again for my inspirational message to the students. She also stated that the students requested to have this message shared with as much of their student body as possible, and she invited me to visit the school for their Black History celebration. I was thrilled. So on February 28, 2018, I showed up at Constitution High School to do my job as teacher for the day. I conducted 5 sessions lasting 54 minutes each, with 35 to 40 different students attending each session. At the end of that day, I felt a sense of accomplishment, not from my presentation, but mainly resulting from students' sentiments. Among others, one young lady came to me after a session and said, "Ma'am, I thank you so much for coming. Yesterday I felt down, and this morning I was demotivated and just felt like giving up. But I am glad you came. All that you said, I needed to hear. Thank you very much." Another student, during one session, she asked, "Why did you come here?" I responded, "I was here in January and presented to 15 of your schoolmates. They felt that the entire student body needed to hear the presentation, and your principal requested my return." She thanked me for the presentation and said she is glad her schoolmates recommended it. Sharing my book, "I Did It, You Can Too," and its message bring me deep joy, knowing that I am sharing a message that can turn lives around. Thank you so much, and I hope you will get a copy of my book soon.